Good Saturday evening to you, YouTube. Poppy here um, with the second half of what I promised for my birthday present to myself. We did the Burley Flake number 4 the other night, and I'm going to crack open a tin of Cornell and Diehl Heritage Series Corinthian. And the only thing I've been able to find out about this tobacco, other than the fact that it's probably no longer made, um, is that it's got some Latakia in it. And I can't even remember where I found that out. This was tinned on April 26th, 2011. So that's a little over 7 years, and should be interesting. So let's see what we got here. You can see, of course, the yellowing plastic. Get it in the camera here. Yeah. And they had the old Morganton address on here. And again, I don't know whether you can see the tin bulging a little bit there at the bottom, a little bit there at the top. But hopefully it'll have that sweet sound that I got the other night when I cracked that Burley Flake. By the way, I've smoked it a couple more times. It's a good smoke. Burley Flake number 4. If you decide you want to have a crack at some fresh stuff. I still couldn't get much in the way of Latakia out of it, but no big deal. Um, it was a good, flavorful smoke. Mellowed out very nicely as I got deeper into the bowl. Uh, had a bowl of it this morning with my breakfast coffee, and so yeah, I mean, have a crack at it. So anyway, let's see what we get out of this tin here. See if we can get up here where we can hear it. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting the Latakia out of this one. Let's see if it burns that way. Isn't that a nice sound, though? I really like that sound a lot. And once again, they're telling me that I'm a discriminating smoker and blended for me. Is that not nice of them? They really know how to build you up, don't they? Okay. So, what do we got in here? We've got lots of nice dark tobacco, which I'm going to presume is the Latakia predominantly. Got some kind of ribbony sort of pieces. It looks like chunks, flakes, which I will guess is Burley or Virginia. No way to tell after this long, of course, because they will have absorbed the. That might be Virginia there. Some red Virginia. Yeah, smells good. Like the tang of red Virginia. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. And we're going to stuff some of this into another cob. I love these cobbin pipes, by the way. You haven't. They're perfect length for me. I typically hold my pipe in my hand, but I can hold these. I can clench these if I want to, and they're long enough to kind of back the smoke away from my face, and that way I can get the aroma when I want it. But at the same time, they're not so long as a church warden that they don't balance well when you're trying to clench it. Okay. I didn't do the tin note. What's the matter with me tonight? Latakia, obviously. There's a burly undernote to it, along with that Virginia that I picked out of here just a minute ago. Overall, a pretty rough cut, but again, like the Burley Flake last night, the moisture is perfectly fine for me. I wouldn't want it to be any drier, but I wouldn't want it to be any moister either. So after 7 years, they obviously know what they're doing when they put stuff in a tin at Cornell and Diehl because the stuff stays really fresh. So here we go. Let's see what we get. Packs nicely in the pipe. Like I said, moisture content is just fine for me. I think we all probably have a little bit different tastes when it comes to moisture content, but it packed fine. Seems to have lit pretty well. And I'm drawing the Latakia out of it, of course. But not, if you like a Lat Bomb, 7-year-old Corinthian's not going to be your smoke. But if you like it in a subtle shade, with the Burley, I'm pretty sure, and Virginia. And to be honest, it just occurs to me that it's probably not likely that many of you will find 7-year-old Cornell and Diehl Corinthian. Although at my local C&D, not C&D, C&D, Cornell and Diehl. Yeah, well, they were local once upon a time, just a few years ago. Local B&M is where I pick up these old C&D blends, and they're not too very far from me. So it makes sense that they would have a lot of Cornell and Diehl tobaccos on hand, since they were manufactured in neighboring town. It seems like every time I go in there, though, I see a new tin that somebody hasn't put on the shelf before, and I get another. I was in there the other day, and I got a can of Junkyard Dog. I think that's like 5 or 6 years old. Of course, I got the Burley Flake, and I've got Captain Earl's Private Stock put up for Christmas. I've got about 7 or 8 tins from them, and that's just the Cornell and Diehl stuff. I've gotten a number of other brands there that have a few years of age on them. In aging, like it does most things, we age our wines, we age our liquors, we age our meat, and obviously I'm living proof of how sweet aging makes things. Anyway, just little light puffs, kind of drawing it out of the pipe. Yeah. Yeah, I'm catching the Virginia and the Burley along with the letter. Yeah, it's not like the Burley Flake where I couldn't really, nothing really stood out. I'm kind of getting individual pieces of each of those. So all in all, pretty good birthday present to myself between the Burley Flake 4 and the Corinthian. It was worth my time to crack open a couple of these old tins. Now I'll take this stuff inside and get it in a jar and get the lid screwed down tight on it, and continue to enjoy. I think this is going to promise to get better and better as the bowl goes deeper. It just sort of has that intonation to me. As long as I don't get too rambunctious and over smoke the pipe, which I do occasionally. Anyway, thanks again for joining me. We're up to 10 minutes, and that's probably way too long. I just don't know where the time goes when I start talking. It's kind of strange because I generally think of myself as being a rather quiet person. I think most people have usually found me that way. Anyway, not to inflict myself on you any longer, but I'm going to enjoy my bowl here. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you, quiet friends. Thank you, subscribers. Peace to everybody. And please, be kind.